Welcome to STEM and the Stacks and Beyond, your go-to podcast where two school librarians kick off our first mini-season with a countdown to the 2025 ISTE conference and dive into all things STEM and education. Each week leading up to the conference, we'll explore innovative tools, creative programs, and real-world strategies to bring science, technology, engineering, and math to life in your school community. So whether you're ISTE-bound or just STEM curious, join us as we gear up, geek out, and get inspired. So let's dive right in with your hosts, me, Jennifer Sancedio-Boatman with STEMfinity, and award-winning librarian and author and future-ready librarian spokesperson, Shannon McClintock Miller. All right, well, here we are back again with episode 3 of STEM in the Stacks, here with me, Jennifer Sancedio-Boatman and Shannon Miller. And you are in for a treat, listeners. Again, we have two very exciting guests on with us today who you will also see at ISTE. Just about an hour outside of Dallas, we have a district who is very well known for their STEM bus. I'm sure you've seen them on the road if you've been to TCEA before. And so we have Van ISD here, their innovation team, and then we also have Isabella from Merge. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning.
Well, we're about a week out. We'll all be there together, what, a week from now, right?
It's coming. Just a few days.
Coming. All right. Well, we're going to start with Van. So, guys, tell me a little bit about your STEM bus, what people can see, a little bit of history, maybe some activities you guys have on there, and how this came to be.
Well, I'll talk about how it came to be, and I'll let Brittany and Sarah talk about what they've got planned for the bus while it's at ISTE. But the bus should actually be arriving at the convention center any minute now, so that's exciting. Hopefully we don't get a call saying that it's broke down on the side of the road somewhere, but we don't want to speak that into existence. So I'll move on.
No.
But we have a STEAM bus in our district, and the way that came about is we're a very small district. We're a rural district. We have about 2,400 students district-wide, and we wanted to do a maker space at our high school campus, so we did that. But after we did that, all of our other campuses were envious of the high school. They want to know how can we get a maker space on our campus too? And we just didn't have the funds to do that on all of our campuses. So when we were in a meeting, a district level leadership team meeting that we have every week, we floated the idea out there about, well, why don't we just do a mobile one, that we could take to all of our campuses? And it was kind of said in jest, it was tongue in cheek, but the more we talked about it and thought it through, we didn't see why we couldn't do that. So we just took a bus that we had retired from our bus fleet, and we decided to repurpose it. So in doing that, one of the biggest parts of the project, that's impressive to me, that you have a leadership team in place that allows you to do that. But we wanted to make it a meaningful experience, not the end product itself, but also the process. We wanted that to be meaningful. So we decided to include our CTE programs with that. So our metal shop and our wood shop and our graphic arts classes, our AutoCAD class, they were all involved with the project. They designed the layout. They designed really what you see on the bus is what they had a part in planning. And really the only thing that we weren't able to do in district ourselves was putting the wrap on the bus. So the wrap was designed by students in our CTE program, but we didn't have the wherewithal to wrap the bus ourselves. So we had to send that off to have it wrapped. But everything else was done in-house by this small school district, this small rural school district. And really the reason that we like to take it to ISTE and to TCEA is just to show other people that, hey, if we can do this, you can do it too. Where there's a will, there's a way. And we hope to inspire other people to do that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. We even now are still using our CTE students as part of the STEAM bus programming, because our students who want to be educators themselves, who are involved in that strand through our CTE program, they get with Brittany and Sarah when we take our bus out to other campuses. and they deliver the instruction on the STEAM bus. So these are students who want to be teachers someday, and they're actually getting to lead instruction. They're getting to deliver lessons right now. And I just think that's great. They get this real world experience, this hands-on experience that not all students can say that they've been able to do. So that's kind of the project in a nutshell. And I know that Brittany and Sarah, they have some great themed activities planned for ISTE, and they can talk more about what they've got planned for us while we're there.
So while we're there, we kind of themed the 3 days over different, I guess, aspects of Texas. So our first day is going to be the stars at night are big and bright, and we're going to have a space theme. We have anything from Merge Cubes, we have Sphero Indie, we got Ozobots, just tech-packed events for those days. And we'll use them like we would on a normal STEAM bus day. So some of them are elementary scaffolded, and some of them are secondary. So Sarah being a previous first grade teacher and me being a previous high school teacher, we have different ideas of how classrooms work. In the high school setting, we normally do a lot of project-based learning. We do individualized worksheets, where a lot of work on your own time, whereas Sarah can tell you that in a first grade classroom, that would not fly.
No, we have to do a lot of, hey, let's work as a group together. Here's our goal. We're going to build something, create something, most hands-on activities. So that's why the Merge Cube works so well, or the codable robots that you don't necessarily need a computer, like that works well for those kids that age, because you can't have them all touching the computer or all touching all the things, but they can watch and learn and work together. Good social skills, all those kind of things are built into our activities. The next day, so the first day stars at night. The next day we're doing Miles and Miles of Texas. This is kind of themed around a mix of what they did last year on the STEAM bus tour, as well as our potential STEAM bus tour next year. So we're going to do some Texas themed things from all the different aspects. So we're going to use Alamo questions for true and false with the Sphero Indie. We're going to do the Ozobots, and we're going to use a Texas map activity that we've used before. We're going to use a Sphero Bolt for different questions, 4th and 7th grade, specific focused. We're going to work on Play-Doh activities, which is, elementary teachers. We love Play-Doh. Kids love Play-Doh. So we've done this before with, I think, 2nd and 3rd grade, where they pin the different things that they need to know for history using the compass rose and flags. And then we're going to use our 3D doodler pens to do different Texas symbols. So that's our middle day.
And then our last day, which we just finished our STEAM camp, it's going to be a STEAM circus theme. So we had kind of panic emailed Jennifer and STEMfinity about getting a microbit for our strawbies, because we made a moving Ferris wheel with the microbit. So just doing things like that has got our kids into a different realm of possibilities, because not all of our kids around here would get to see something like that at home, or get to buy it at the store and take it home, play with it. So getting to get these kids to experience different technologies and different coding and different, like even Merge Cubes. They're just amazed by the Merge Cubes and Merge EDU, and seeing what they can pick up the dinosaur and look under the side of it and all around and make it walk and do all these different things. Just seeing their eyes open to STEAM activities is one of the best parts of my job.
Yeah, and we try to have a good mix of things that, hey, this thing right here, it costs a little bit more, but this thing over here, it doesn't cost much at all. Because, we see all kinds of school districts, and some of them have the money to do things, but others don't. And just to be, engagement doesn't always cost a lot of money. Sometimes it does, but there's lots of things that you can do that are low cost, but they're still high engagement. And Brittany and Sarah, they mentioned that we did a STEAM tour last summer. And what we did last summer, we went 1,800 miles across Texas. And we stopped at small school districts that were like our own district, small, rural, low socioeconomic, people that didn't have a lot of opportunities to do the things that we're doing. And we got sponsors to pay for the trip. So it was all taken care of, all covered. And we got to put these activities in front of students that are traditionally underserved when it comes to STEM opportunities and STEAM opportunities. And that was a very fulfilling experience. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that, you know, it may be the most fulfilling thing that I've done in education in over 20 years. But we spent 2 weeks just going to these different places and sharing these opportunities. And it was really good. We went east to west, and we're planning to go next year down to the coast. So we're planning a coastal theme for summer of 2026.
I love that. And I think some of the key things I heard you say here mission with the libraries is you're providing access. You're providing access to these tools and opportunities and those aha moments that kids would not get otherwise. And I think that's so impactful, and I'm just so impressed by what you guys do and what you're able to provide, and then the reach that you guys are even able to have outside of Van ISD.
Yeah, another thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. You know, there's STEM and there's STEAM, and we believe in STEAM, plugging that A in there, because art doesn't get enough love, especially in small districts like ours. So we sometimes have to step into that gap and fill that void where art's been cut through budget cuts and underfunding. And what we always say is, you know, art goes so well with everything. It's like the difference between just your basic bridge, get me over the river, versus a Golden Gate Bridge. So that's all engineering, but art makes the difference. It makes something that's just purposeful, it makes it beautiful. So we always want to make sure that the A gets love. And we've also found ways, you know, we found that you can do STEAM, you can put history in there, you can do STREAM, you can put reading in there. So we've had a lot of fun with all the ways and all the things that you can do with this.
That's awesome. And speaking of art, I think that is the perfect segue to the other guest that we have on here today. We have Isabella from Merge EDU, who you heard Brittany talk a lot about. That's on their STEM bus. Shannon, you want to kick it off and introduce Merge? We know that it's something that you use in your library.
Absolutely. I know Merge. I think that I've worked with Merge since the very beginning, and dear friends with all of you. And we are also a small district. We're in Iowa, and we actually have under one roof about 1,000 kids from preschool to 12th grade. And it's great because Merge is something that we have used with all of our kids, from our little 3 and 4-year-olds all the way up to our oldest kids and even our teachers. And so I love that Isabella's here to talk a little bit about Merge EDU and also being at ISTE. So welcome, Isabella.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And I know the van bus. I see the van bus at lots of Texas conferences. And yeah, worked with Shannon for a long time. And Shannon actually did like a really amazing webinar about Merge with 3D printing. But first, for those who don't know the Merge Cube yet, so Merge EDU is a software, and with the Merge Cube, it enables students to hold and interact with science simulations and digital teaching aids they can touch, hold, and interact with. And we have a lot of pre-created content. So we have over 100 different science simulations, over 1,000 digital teaching aids. And we have an app called HoloGlobe with real data from NASA and NOAA satellite data of the Earth. So it turns the cube into an interactive globe that shows the weather, clouds, participation. So lots of different things that are pre-created by Merge. We also have activity plans. We have STEM projects. And I really loved hearing from Brittany and Sarah how different students and different age groups need different things. So that's what we try to do with the Merge Cube and with Merge EDU. We really try to make things work for everyone. And we focus on science because science is a lot of times difficult for students to understand. So how does the human body work, right? How does the solar system work? So that's why we have a lot of pre-created science content, but you can actually use it for lots of different subject areas. And I loved how Jason pointed out there's STEAM in STEAM. And actually with Shannon, we worked together, and Merge and Shannon together created some really nice collections that tie in with books, with Shannon's own book too, with Sonia's Digital World. And also students can upload their own 3D content. So Merge Object Viewer was originally created to view your own objects. Now we have over 1,000 digital teaching aids with an object viewer. And there's different collections. So you can also look at, for example, architecture. You can look at some museum collections. So there's not just science in object viewer. We also have some other subject areas in there. And Shannon, do you want to tell us about your book, Sonia's Digital World?
So, and it's great to bring this up because at ISTE there's even more coming out. But in the first one, Sonia's Digital World, the kids in the library are actually using the Merge Cube. And so we have lots of activities that are around not only, you know, being like the ISTE standards, but also it's so great because we can really focus on how Merge and other technologies are tied into this. And then at ISTE, there's 4 others that come out, the ISTE Digital Explorers, and Merge is part of those too. I think these need to be on the van bus, you guys. So pretty sure that you need these for your kids.
Only we knew someone who could make that happen.
I know, see? And it's great because there's even collections of like what the kids can see in the Merge Cube. And so in the book, there's a walking stick, there's an eagle, there's technology. And so it's really just so fun to bring those things to life for kids, because then it brings in, you know, that science that you were talking about, or those technologies of teaching them. And then in the new series, even bringing in like the art that we talked about, or the engineering and coding. And so really excited just to see those things brought to life with Merge. And I think one of the coolest things about that is that we have those opportunities to really think about like learning and teaching, and even the things that kids create differently too.
Yes, thank you so much, Shannon. And I wanted to mention we have a lot of news this year for Merge. So at TCA in February, we already had the Mega Merge Cubes at our booth. I'm not sure if you were able to see them.
Yeah.
They're super fun. They started shipping in May, so now they're like good to go. At TCA, we were just able to take pre-orders, but now you can order them and at ISTE, we're actually doing a social media contest where you can win a Mega Merge Cube. So that's super exciting. And then it gets better because Shannon mentioned the creative content. So we published Merge Creator. And before you could upload 3D objects and you could add labels. But now with Creator app, you can also add voice messages and videos. And I'm not sure if you already played around with it because the Texas symbols for your project reminded me of that. So you can upload Texas symbols, or we actually have a project with different bridges. So you can upload those things and look at them on the Merge Cube and also place them in the world. And I was allowed to say this today, but we haven't said it yet to anyone.
Hold on, drum roll, big Merge announcement.
Yes, and I haven't seen it myself yet, but at ISTE, Merge will show an AI generating object creation tool. So it's not just that you can create something with regular tools. No, we will have an AI generating object creation tool.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Can't even wait.
Yes.
So
That is awesome. That is so exciting. And Merge getting into the AI world. Has Van, are y'all doing, how are y'all doing with AI? Has y'all ventured into AI at all?
Yeah, we're venturing in. I mean, you know, it's all fairly new to everyone, so we're seeing how everyone else is using it and trying to put our own spin on it, and it's a learning experience. Some people think it's scary, but I just think it's the next frontier, so start to be willing to explore.
we for sure have to get on it because the kids are already ahead of us. And so if we
Yeah.
don't, if we
Yeah.
don't catch up with them, they're never gonna learn how to be ethical users of any of it, whether it's AI or any technology. That's the whole purpose of why we have instructional technology people and librarians and all these educators who it's not just a toy. Like, we teach these kids how to use technology ethically to get to the end goal. Like, it's about the experience. It's also about what can you do with this ethically? Like, what job is it going to lead to? Otherwise, if we aren't setting that tone now and those tools now, then the kids are going to run with it, and it could be dangerous if we don't get a hold of them now and teach them how to use it the correct way. Wow, so much to look forward to. Was there anything else, Merge, that we wanted to say, or did you?
Yeah, no, we're super excited. Like, I'm super excited to see that AI generating object creation tool. I think it just has endless opportunities now. I think before you could already create and upload things, and last year we had some podcasts that show, like, you can use like an existing AI generation tool and then just upload it into Merge, but having it all in one system is just something I'm super excited about, to see how we can just really upload anything now. Yeah, so I'm super excited about ISTE and about meeting all the friends we have. Excited to connect with everyone. Yeah. Very good.
Van friends, do you guys have the Dash robot on your bus?
Brittany,
Yeah.
do-
I don't know.
We
I know that
had one. We had one when we had a maker space at the elementary that I taught at, but we don't have one on the bus.
Well, let me tell you why I'm asking is because there's also going to be a scavenger hunt at ISTE where you can go around to different vendors, Stimfinity being one of them. So please come stop by the Stimfinity booth, where you're going on a scavenger hunt around the expo hall of ISTE to find the Dash robots, take a selfie, and post it on social media. I love Dash Robot because that's another one of those tools that you can meet kids where they are, whether it's the pre-K students all the way up to middle school students learning how to code. I love a resource that you can buy one tool of, and it hits so many kids, which it sounds like the Van ISD bus does that, Merge does that. Shannon has shared different resources that you can use that are great for all kids, not just certain levels of kids. And there's just so much to see, new exciting information at ISTE. And before we leave today, let's have a little bit of fun. Everyone share one super fun thing you are looking forward to in San Antonio, whether it's totally Texas cliche or just what are you excited about San Antonio?
Well, it's hard for me to go down to that area and not go into New Braunfels and Green. And I think we're going to take off early one day and go float the river and have a chicken fried steak at the grist mill. So
Nice.
join us if you'd like.
Sounds like something that my husband would absolutely love, floating down a river. So to tell Eric that. I'll go. So I'm really excited. There's another scavenger hunt that I thought about. I'm excited about everything. My books come out, but I'm really excited about because we're having another scavenger hunt, and actually Merge and Stimfinity are part of it, and it starts on Sunday. So you guys have to look at how to participate, because it would bring a ton of things to your cool STEM bus, and it's going to be great because it will have Novel Effect, Merge, Stimfinity, Breakout EDU, and Book Creator. And so it's going to be really fun. So look for that too. It's going to be a great one.
So cool. Isabella, what are you looking forward to? I know that you don't live far from San Antonio. Was there something that you just love about San Antonio or ISTE? I've never been, so either one you want to share.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, San Antonio is kind of home, right, for Merge. So Merge's headquarters is in San Antonio. So it feels a little bit like coming home, meeting friends there. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. And I'm super excited about ISTE. I mean, it's the biggest conference of the year, and just meeting all the friends we have. That's the best part about it.
Yes, the networking for sure, all the ideas, all the learning, and everything you're going to take back. It's going to be so overwhelming, but we're all here together to learn the next steps with it. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I guess I will see you all in person in a little less than a week. Safe travels as we all head southbound 35.
Can't wait
And
to
we'll
see everybody. And thank you guys for sharing about the cool things that you're doing and in your school. So many things, ideas to bring back to my own school as we're getting ready to, we're building on, and we're going to have a makerspace in a STEM room. And so all these things very similar in the thinking of what we do in our district. So I appreciate that.
Oh, real quick before we leave, Van, share where our listeners can find you on the socials. Where are you?
We are at Van Steam Bus.
So the Van Steam Bus is its
Instagram
own
and X.
social. It's not just
Mhm.
Van ISD. They have their own socials on Instagram.
On Instagram and X. And then our website is www.vansteambus.org.
Guys, please check it out. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to talk to you if you were looking to start your own STEAM bus, need some ideas of how to get it done. They are hands down a great resource. Follow them on the socials, because that's where you can get some really great ideas and see how you too can have a STEAM bus in your district. Well, all right, friends, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in a week. Thanks for checking in.
Thank y'all. Good to see you.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of STEM and the Stacks and Beyond as we count down to ISTE and explore the power of STEM in education. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow educators. Have questions or have ideas? We would love to hear a hoot from you. Until next time, keep innovating, keep inspiring, and keep STEMulating your mind.